Madison is 26, and I've gone 67.2. And then we got to turn and go towards Milwaukee. This isn't the way. I don't think I've ever gone this way to Chicago before. I've come back that way, but usually when I go through Rockford. And then I stop at Jeff's place or the Marshes, which the Marshes don't live there anymore, so the Marshes are going to move to Madison. Or at least they're talking about it. I should call Bob on my cell phone. I called him a ways back though. I could use some of these minutes. I got 500 minutes. I paid $16.43 for 500 minutes, and then you get some other data too, like texting and some internet, a little bit of internet. It's enough to get you through a trip. But I'll have to call him, use them minutes up. I don't know if they expire or if they add up or not. And then I want to get a year plan next time. Yeah, slow down. Now, are we going to run into a... We'll just set it 60. A little over 60. Let's see here. We don't really need to go over 60 at all. There. 70 miles on the tripometer. Let's go, Brandon. In case you're watching this and don't know what that means, it's a reference to Biden. The Republicans really hate him being in office. They don't like what he's done, and I don't blame him. He's doing a lot of damage, it seems. And so they have that phrase, let's go, Brandon. Someday maybe people will forget all about that, eh? But now we got another year and a half of this. A little over a year and a half or whatever. He got us into this war. A lot of the war is what causes a lot of our hardship, I think. This war. It's creating a lot of the inflation, and it's stopping food production. That's a big food producing area, Ukraine is. And he's letting that all go. And then he's bringing all these illegals into the country from Mexico and all these drugs from China. It's just a shit sandwich, to put it bluntly. And the Democrats, the people, a lot of people voted for it. They didn't know. I mean, that's what we've had for the last 100 years in this country. We had one party that was doing that and another party that was doing that, just in a different flavor. They were both doing that kind of thing. And then they had the USSR doing all the dirty work. Well, now we don't have the USSR to do all the dirty work, so we're doing it. So it looks really bad. It makes our government look just downright evil. I think some of the foreign countries are like, oh my God, what happened to America? And it's the same people running the country now as 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago. They were doing it back then. They were just as evil back then. It's just that now, in order for them to get what they want, they got to do more of it themselves. And it's a lot more obvious. And maybe we just see more. They've probably been doing it all along. I think they passed all kinds of military secrets to the USSR and China. And now they've got all that stuff in there. Russia's got it. They kind of demilitarized a bit. They didn't realize, I don't think they realized. And now they're realizing if they want to survive, they're going to have to fight. And they're holding their own. In Bakhmut, they've got just a few blocks left of Bakhmut, and they'll have Bakhmut. They're at the edge. And their cities don't have suburbs like ours do. Their buildings right to the end, and then it goes into this like farm fields like we got here. So you have these tall buildings, and then it's like this. When you go out of the city, you're in fields, and they're fighting those last few buildings. It's like a few square miles left to the city. They're taking, I guess they're going to take it. They're taking the last few square miles, and the Ukrainians are giving them a good fight for it. Some of the buildings are destroying as they back away. I think some of them they just can't. But in the past they put bombs in them. Blow them up. I don't know if they blew them up after they left or if they blew them up before they left. I think some of them they booby-trapped so that when the Russians came in, the building would collapse. I think they did that a few times. It's probably harder to do. But they don't want to have the Russians in these tall buildings, staring them down. So they're trying to destroy them. They're concrete buildings, so they're not something you can just kick over like our houses. Maybe in a week they'll have it. Who knows? They've taken it. I don't know. I didn't see any updates. I didn't watch anything today. Maybe by the time we get back, they'll have it. The only thing is the city, Bakhmut, they call it Bakhmut, Ukraine. It's 85% destroyed. So there's only 50